G'day Mebo 5 here.
Scully too, eh?
How y'all going? Check out today's show. I got I collect Star Wars figures. I don't open them, but I just leave them in there on display. And the first wave of The Last Jedi, I actually got all of them. So I got Chewie today. So yeah, let's check it out, eh? Roger D.
Taking a.
Alrighty then, if we come over here to the prep bench, we can see that I've got the entire first wave of the new Star Wars movie. Except there's one missing. There's one missing right there. But I've got it delivered today. So let's open her up. So yeah, she come today in the post, the last one of the first wave of the new movie. So I thought the movie was great, you know, taking it to a new level. So I've been watching Star Wars since the start. I like all the movies. I love Star Wars. It's great. So this here should be Chewbacca. Chewbacca and the pork. I love it when people from eBay send it in a nicely, look at that. Packaging is just really good, the packaging. Because when you buy something off eBay, you want it protected, and you know, especially with me, with getting cast iron pans and all that, most of my stuff, or a lot of my stuff, comes from the States, and it's a long trip. It's a long trip. So this one was local, and there we have it, Chewbacca. So I now have the full set. The sun's a bit, how you going in today? There you go. Chewbacca and the pork. So this is actually my first full set of Star Wars figurines. Alright, let's get into tonight's meal. We're cooking up beef tonight. The missus is doing a stir fry. So she's been marinating the beef all day, and I'm going to cook it down here in one of my pans. Or pan fryer. Alrighty. Just going for a cruise on the Cat down at South Bank. Yeah, alrighty, so we're just going to do some cornbread as well. I've got the pans in there. I've got the BS&R cornbread pan, and I've got the Lodge and the Wagnerware 7-stick corn stick pan in there, just preheating now. We'll preheat that up to about 220 degrees, and I've got all the ingredients for the cornbread right there. Cup of cornmeal, cup of self-raising flour, pinch of salt, and 1.5 cups of buttermilk, and 1 cackleberry. So there's the steak. We've got the steak going, and I'm using the lid of the square camp oven because it's got the ridges in it. So I've got to cook up 8 pieces. And just a bit of side note there, those horseshoes, they're actually snow Clydesdale shoes, and I'm using them as the leveler, Mr. Level. Alrighty, so as these things are preheating, I'll get this camera set up and we'll get stuck into it, eh? Roger D.
Taking a.
Alright, let's get ready to cook. 180, 190 degrees, so she's at temperature. That's what we're cooking on. Let's just see if she's good to go. Yep. Alright, give it some oil. Alright, we'll get this beef on. I'll find out what marinade Jan used, and I'll put this up on the in the comments below. We'll get these on. Oh yeah. Oh, that smells good. Rightio. Excellent. We'll see that off. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to fry that off for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to flip them over for another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to pour the sauce in on top, and then just let it bring the sauce to the boil, and then that's how That's how we're going to do it. I'll get the cornbread and I'll give that a mix up. I'll let that sizzle away with. Alright, time for the cornbread. Pans are heating up, they're about 220. Steak's going well, let's get this cornbread going. So you got a cup of cornmeal, cup of self-raising flour. Now with the cornmeal, the last cornbread that I made, I used something that was a bit coarse, but it was coarse. This is fine, very fine. So a pinch of salt. I'll mix that up. So you see that? It's fine. The last one was very coarse. I think it was called polenta, I think. Anyway, I'll put a link to the first cornbread that I ever made the day I got my BS&R cornbread skillet, the 8-slice cornbread skillet. So this is a finer grain. It's actually called maize meal, maize. So you got 1 egg in there and a cup and a half of buttermilk. Then stir that all in. Look, that looks like an electric mixing bowl. Just as effective too. Alright, that looks good. Alright, we'll get the dishes out. Alright, there's the pans. Can you see them alright? Let's move them across. And the corn stick pan. Alright, get them in. Alright, and we'll put them on for 20 minutes. Let's go and turn me steak. Alright, 10 minutes either side. Let's see what's happening with the steak. Yeah, it's looking good. It's like, because there's so much marinade in it, doesn't actually sear. But what I'll do, I'll pour this sauce in. And then, like I said, the missus is doing a stir fry up there, stir fry veggie. So this will all get stripped up there. I'll put all this sauce on. I'm going to close the lid and then bring it to the boil about 10 minutes. Just let it simmer in its own sauce. Rightio. I'll go wash these dishes up. We'll see you in about 10 minutes, eh? Alrighty, here we go. Timers are all gone off. There's the beef there. I turned all the elements off, so it's just sitting there now. I'll get the cornbread out. Now this is only the second time I've cooked cornbread. So she looks good there because it's all shiny, but it doesn't look too bad there, the old cornbread. Second attempt. And then the overflow in the corn stick pan. So that one there's a bit squashed. The top one, that's where I dragged it all in. But like I said, second attempt. She looks fairly brown. We'll get this upstairs and we'll get it dished out, eh? Alright, well there's the meal. She turned out alright. That's the bottom of the cornbread. That's the top of the cornbread. So, and that's the inside of the cornbread. She turned out real well. Way better than the last one I made. So, yeah, maize meal it's called. We can get it over here down under from health food shops. But it's a very, very nice cornmeal maize, and it's a great meal to go with that. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And tell your mates, eh? Till next Wednesday, Rogie D.
Dickon A.
Ha ha ha!